Hey there, are you a systems thinker? I put a little poll on the video today because I'm curious, or on the page today, if you consider yourself a systems thinker. So you might be thinking, what the heck is a systems thinker? It is somebody that considers how things relate to one another. So we are not, of course, ever in a vacuum. We weren't created in a vacuum. We don't live in vacuums. There's always people, places, and things interacting with us. And we can look at a situation or a challenge or a problem and we can apply a fix. But if we don't consider the impact that that solution or fix is going to have on other things, other people, other facets of us, we can get into big trouble. So we're going to talk about this today. And I want to share a tool that I shared with one of my coaching clients years ago now. I think I've been using this since at least 2021. And it's a graphic representation of how the different life framework areas. Remember, we've got our 9 life framework areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and confidence, and communication. All of those, we can consider them individually, and we do that each month. This month, we're focusing on mental health and well-being. And we do that so we can break them down into little pieces. But if we don't pay attention to how our mental health and well-being impacts every other area and aspect of our life, we're going to miss things. We're going to make mistakes that we don't have to make. We're going to get ourselves in situations that we don't really have to get ourselves into, just because we didn't consider that if I change this thing about my thinking, it isn't just going to impact my mental health and well-being. It's going to impact my physical health and well-being, my emotions, my finances, my relationships. It can impact everything. Have you ever lost or gained a significant amount of weight and that changed your relationship with other people? I have. Whenever I've dieted in my life, and I was one of those yo-yo dieters, different friends and family, depending on what their situation was, would either support me or not support me. If they were heavy and overweight, they would not support me in my weight loss journey. And isn't that interesting that our friends are our friends as long as we're like them? But as soon as we change or do something that's uncomfortable for us, but we do it anyway, it shows them that it's possible for them. And some people will embrace that and support you. Other people will fall out of your lives because it makes them so uncomfortable because they don't want to look at themselves and have to change anything. Have you ever experienced that? I've experienced it in probably every area and aspect of my life at some point or other, when I decided that what was happening in my life wasn't okay for me. And I am the only one that can change that. And when I made that change, some people come with you, some people don't. It's like when you get divorced. Some people go with the ex, some people come with you, depending on the situation and depending on the relationship. That's the interesting thing about divorce. I'm not going to even talk on that topic. But I want you to keep in mind that as we're talking about this, every single area is connected to every other area of life. So today, take a minute or two and think about, well, how does my mental health and well-being, my thinking, my beliefs, impact my finances? If you don't believe that there's 100% direct correlation between what we think is possible for us and what results we get, I want you to test that and look at different areas and aspects of your life and find your own examples. I could give you some more of mine, but the truth is the most powerful examples, the most powerful way to look at and change anything in your life is just to do a little self-reflection. Ask yourself, well, what does this impact in my life? And then see where it is or is not impacting you. If it's impacting you for the better, keep doing it. Do more of it. If it's impacting you in a way that's negative or stymieing your results in any area, then maybe try just making a few little tweaks and changes. Well, let's talk about this whole interconnectivity of things and systems thinking. I call it systems thinking because it's like medicine used to be. Medicine used to just deal with each different or silos in corporate America. If you've been in corporate America in the upper echelon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But different things will be broken down into systems for ease of management and leadership. Yet, if they never come together, there's a huge problem because everybody is just optimizing their thing. If you're just optimizing your health and not paying attention to your relationships or anything else in your life, what's going to happen? You might look awesome. You might feel physically awesome. But guess what? It's not going to be long that you stay that way because your brain and your emotions are going to say, this isn't working for us. All the people we love and care about have ostracized us because we're losing weight. Well, maybe that's their problem. And I will contend We always have to do what is right for us, what feels right, what is right for us, no matter what people and places and things outside of us tell us. Okay, as long as it's good and doesn't hurt any other humans, right? Okay, so systems thinking is understanding how the parts, and this really came home to me in my corporate career and in manufacturing. I spent most of my corporate career in different forms of manufacturing, and a lot of times maintenance would come in and try to solve a problem on a piece of equipment. Then electricians would come in and try to solve a problem on a piece of equipment. And it wasn't until they started to work together and then had operations that come on in as well to solve a problem before the problem got solved. Because usually something mechanical or electrical was impacting the other functioning of the equipment. And if one piece of equipment in a manufacturing company goes down, guess what? The whole line stops. I don't know about you, but that's a big deal in my world. But it's true for us too. If one area or aspect of our life goes down, I just found out a friend is in the hospital right now. And guess what? Every other area of her life is on hold right now because she has to focus 100% of her energy on her health and well-being. So we want to consider how everything interacts with one another. It's easy to get carried away and just try to put a Band-Aid on any situation as soon as it comes up. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to put a Band-Aid on to stop the bleeding or a tourniquet. But then as soon as we get that bleeding stopped, that symptom, we need to figure out what's going on and get to the root cause and solve that. That requires big picture thinking and system thinking. Most problems are system problems. I definitely learned this in corporate America. One thing about leadership, people in leadership are all different types of humans, right? And I have found that the vast majority of people blame themselves or other people whenever anything goes wrong. Instead of looking at what is actually the root cause of this? Is it a habit that I have? Is it a routine? Did something in my environment change that I didn't take into consideration? So what I used to do that worked really well for me is no longer working. We need to ask ourselves questions like that so that we don't assume anything, because we know what assuming does, right? Makes an ass out of you and me. I love that. That's one of my favorite sayings. And then I'll catch myself assuming and I'm like, knock that off. When we notice a problem or a challenge, sometimes it's really valuable to ask ourselves, well, what caused that? What is upstream from this that is causing this change or causing this challenge for me right now? Maybe it's, your company was sold to another company and now your job is totally different. And what you used to love, they've taken away and now are changed and assigned to other people. And now you're doing all kinds of stuff that you don't like. Well, what are you going to do about that? You could say, I'm not going to do anything about that. And then if you do nothing, you can just be, rallied around by the whims of the new owner, or you can figure it out. You can figure out, how can I make this work? I was coaching somebody on this yesterday. They're saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, well, number one, there's no such thing as can't. I learned that from my dad. And if you stop asking and saying, I can't do something, and ask yourself, how can I make this work? How can we make this work? How can I improve or change or implement big system thinking in my life? Absolutely, positively can do it. Every single one of us has the ability to change our point of view and our perspective just by deciding we're going to do it. So today, what's our action item? I want you to think of one problem that surfaces today. I guarantee if you're human and you're alive, something's going to come up today, right? I don't know about you, but some problem or some challenge or some obstacle or some setback comes up every single day, usually a couple dozen times a day. And we get to decide and choose and react to it how we're going to react. But pick one of those problems that come up, and then instead of just solving it on the surface level, oh, I've got a big pile of laundry, I'm just going to go do laundry right now. Maybe think of a systems fix or a habit fix that says, okay, on Monday, so-and-so is going to get their laundry ready and do their laundry. On Tuesday, somebody else, whatever works for you, but create a system and habits around it to make it flow and function the way you want it to, versus having it be a panic stress every Saturday and Sunday because you've got, 20 loads of laundry. Okay, maybe not 20, maybe only like 7, but 7 loads of laundry is a lot. All right. Share in the comments below one problem that you've solved by changing the system, changing something in the system? I want to hear those. Share those in the comments below. If you need help with anything, just reach out and ask. Let's have an awesome day, and I will be with you tomorrow.